Golden age of the Star Wars video games has been gone for a long time. The Jedi Knight, Knights of the Old Republic, Empire at War, Lego games. They became cult classics that gave us amazing memories, but it was a long time ago. Now, after many disappointments, and finally now warmly received Fallen Order, a new bright light is shining upon our beloved franchise that even after such a long time can give us a new hope. But can a new entry, Star Wars Squadrons, indicate the return of the old times, or is it still somewhere gone in the galaxy far, far away? Okay, so Star Wars Squadrons is a flight simulator, actiony, arcadey one, where you fly, you aim, you shoot, and you kill rebel scum! Multiplayer or single player campaign in which you play as a rebel pilot, of a new republic, because the game takes place 4 years after the death of the Emperor, or as an imperial pilot. And that's basically it. There is nothing really complicated about it. You get what you see. It is a straightforward game that doesn't really have any hidden content or mechanics. So let's talk about presentation. And it is goddamn perfect, as you can see. The graphics are just magnificent. There is no bad looking texture in the game, except some humans, but everything is so polished that you don't even notice. There are 8 models of fighters as classes on which side, and each of them looks exactly how they should. They're even different from inside, and you can look around them. You can even customize them, give some new paint, become a personal bodyguard of the Emperor. There's a variety of options to choose, like decorating interiors, and it's done spotless. There's a little figurine of Vader that is moving with you. You can choose on what you can look before dying, holding the hologram of the only thing you truly love. You can customize your pilot and how it looks. I can be a human, and a weird human. And this is all. We are talking about Star Wars, which is filled with races, and this is all we have. You can only be a human in the Empire, because robots or mercenaries doesn't exist in this goddamn universe. You even have a model of Mon Calamari and Trandoshan in this game. Why can't I play as one? The same problem was in Battlefront, and customization is just great. Yay, there's like 8 costumes I can wear, 3 vests, and so many fucking gloves in an online game in which you can see your bodies during the lobby. But okay, if someone wants to play as a white rebel, they also have to be goddamn pedophiles. Fuck yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. Okay, so how do you play this game? Basically all of the AI is in your ship as part of it. Your speed, nitro, hull height, radar, vision of your target, weapon batteries, and shield if you play as rebels, because Empire doesn't have it, except support class. Because of that, their hull is much more sturdy, and you can ride through systems to instantly power up their speed or weapons for the sake of the other. You also have power indicators to show how much power is going to the certain systems, speed, weapons, and shield. You control it with your D-pad if you want to give more power to certain systems. Thanks to that, you can control how fast you will be, how long can you shoot before your weapons die out, how fast your shield will regenerate. Although you must remember that powering up one system makes other worse. You can notice in the middle of the fight that you forgot to regenerate your shields beforehand, or stop shooting after a short burst because you focused too much on speed. With shields, you can also choose if you want to distribute your shields in a certain way. Normally, you can only choose which you want maxed out, but in settings you can change it to distribute power in exactly the way you want. Putting your power to maximum gives you bonuses. Speed unlocks nitro, weapons allows you to shoot more, and shields can overcharge. This is a surprising amount of complexity that I did not expect, and it's very intuitive to use after a few matches. Because of that, you really feel like it's your own ship, your own baby, that does exactly what you want. Before going out, you have to choose and modify your ship. You have 4 classes as fighters, bombers, interceptors, and support on both sides. They're not really different on each side, except the lack of shields on the Empire part. Fighters are versatile, fast, with good health and good weapons, will be good in any situations but not the best. Bombers excel in destroying objectives like corvettes, flagship, cruisers, and with weapons excelling at pure damage but lacking in speed. Interceptors are basically extremely fast glass cannons hitting as fast and as hard as they can to take out any enemy. Support ship is the most unique because it's very big compared to the others, so they are easy to spot and hit, but it can survive long and help if protected by fighters. It can heal and support other ships, however it needs to be protected. It's good to have around, but it needs a skilled pilot. It's very hard to keep attention where your buddies are and help them in need, so you have a random support in team that either will be a god or a complete garbage. You can modify your ship to excel at certain parts, and each class have some specific ones to help them excel at their role, like anti-ship lasers or better shields but worse regeneration. Except ship or engine changes, you can also have abilities like homing missiles, torpedoes, mines, some only for certain class. You can choose two, but if you don't have a buddy that plays support, always choose healing and something you like. It lets you stay longer alive and destroy more ships, and there aren't any bad options or loot, just customization of your ships in the way you want. It's nice and straightforward, and unlike in EA, shooting feels satisfying and there aren't really any bullet sponges among fighters, maybe except kitted out bombers or support. It is just fun to kill things, and during fight you feel like you know what are you doing. When you fly, you actually feel like an experienced pilot. So there is a single player campaign with a single plotline that you follow from perspective of a pilot in an Imperial Titan Squadron and Vanguard Squadron of the New Republic. There's over 14 missions plus prologue, 7 on each side. It's about 7-8 hours long, in which you play an hour as a Vanguard, an hour as a Titan, then back to Vanguard, and so on and so on. I won't talk much about missions and plotline. I say it's okay. There aren't like extremely bad missions, but there also aren't any that are really exciting, maybe like 2 or 3 cool moments in an entire campaign. Throughout all of the missions you basically do the same thing. Destroy fighters, destroy ships, destroy objectives, escort something, and that's it. There's also some optional objectives, but they are basically the same as main objectives. There are not any boss fights, any critical situations which makes your heart feel beat faster, but just a few properly done and actually pretty good missions. AI of your bodies is actually competent and helps you a lot, and on higher difficulties enemies use maneuvers and can focus on you pretty hard. The plot is pretty generic story about betrayal, the top secret project and so on, but it takes your attention. A little bit of a warning, I believe that 2 last missions are worst missions in the entire game. Not even because they are bad, but you can see how much potential they could have. But they were just too lazy to achieve something amazing. The whole campaign feels like that, good, but could be so much more. So between missions you have some time with the crew in the ship when you can talk with them, but not quite. Your character doesn't have a name, doesn't talk, but they talk to you with their monologue. And sometimes it's okay, but mostly it feels weird. The best part is when 2 people talk, because that's when it's most normal. When they talk alone, it's not really interesting because they are so one-dimensional. Titan and Vanguard have okay normal person leader, thinking about future Imperial family woman, unique trait woman, and unique design interesting character. Frisk is only one that have some sort of depth, and his interactions are actually the best, but it's never really used properly, and it also have some bugs, and moving her camera isn't really smooth, it's stuttering as hell. It's just not a really polished experience, but the whole campaign is worth it. It's nothing amazing, but because gameplay is so good, it gives a lot of fun. So there is multiplayer, it should be the main point in this game, so let's talk about it. There are dogfights, which is just a 5v5 team deathmatch, and 5v5 ranked fleet battles, which are more complicated. Basically you have a bar at the top showing who has more points by killing enemies. If it gets to one side, the winning team can attack the frigates, and if they destroy it, then the flagship is open for attack. But the bar is still going, so if the defenders destroy enough fighters and corvettes, they can counter-attack. So we have a circle of attacking and defending. If you want to attack as long as you can, you need bombers to do proper damage and fighters or interceptors to attack enemy players, while support keep us alive. So if you want to be as efficient as possible, you need to have balanced team, which is pretty good. The flagship has systems that you can attack, and if you give it enough time, it can regenerate shields, but if you destroy their systems, you will be able to deal more damage without getting killed. So this mode is really fun. And next one is... That's it? Yeah, that is the whole game. Single player campaign and 2 multiplayer modes. Okay, so maybe it has some variation, like very different maps. It has 6 of them. One of them is just orange clouds with free space, and the other ones aren't game changing either. There's like one cool, and they are shared between the modes. It is not full price, but it's still $40. It's not dirt cheap. If you cut out the campaign, you get more of a multiplayer demo than a real experience. Yes, it is fun, but it's just so barren. There aren't many social interactions. Why you can't make permanent squadrons with your friends and compete? Why there is such a lackluster pilot customization? How long will you have fun after a month of playing on the same 6 maps with 2 game modes that are 5v5, in which one 5v5 is just one 5v5 with extra steps? There aren't big scale battles or special events or anything really, but today games are constantly updated with new content or expansion, but this will be not because EA said no. Maybe it's a revenge from EA for getting only $40 from us, I don't know, but for now we know that this is the whole game and we wouldn't see much more of it. The gameplay is just amazing with so many elements that were just done masterfully, even the little ones. But it's Star Wars and the universe is just a limit and you give us only this small fraction of what it could be. It just missed potential. It looks that presentation and gameplay is done almost perfect, but everything more from customization to technical decisions is just a fucking mess. Why do I have to wait 2 minutes in a lobby to prepare my ship that is already modified in menu? Now I have to look at the backs of my guys, because if someone is in the hangar, they're looking at the hangar doors, so fuck my immersion. Why is that? If someone leaves the lobby, the match continues, but it doesn't count, and no one can join to fill the place. Why? For the first week of the game, the ranked was broken, so everyone getting rank after 10 matches got the worst, so casual and experienced players were playing with the best ones. Why? There's no uniqueness in any of the maps if it comes to gameplay. Why? If you have a whole fucking galaxy to show. It is good, and I would like to recommend it, but it is just so much lost potential, something that shows passion in so many elements, and so much laziness in others. You have this great franchise, then you just to hold yourself back with this, with a fucking demo, but something so good, but something so meaningless, something that will die in a month, and you know it.